So with Jordan Love's performance yesterday versus the Kansas City Chiefs, there is lots of, I'd say, Jordan Love slander going around the internet. First, I want to go over Matt LaFleur and basically what he had to say after Jordan Love's game in a press conference yesterday. I found a few different quotes I just wanted to sort of touch on. First one, we have here Matt LaFleur saying, "This one falls on me squarely. For us to be 2 for 12 on third down, obviously we didn't have a good enough plan for some of the zero pressures that they brought on us." First of all, I just want to say I think Matt LaFleur is an amazing coach, and I think he just sort of shows like how good of a leader he is, just his humility to basically take it on himself. And clearly, maybe part of the blame falls on himself, but clearly the entire, the Packers struggling on offense doesn't solely fall on Matt LaFleur, even though maybe that's a part of it. So very, very humble leader there. Then he says, "I was really proud of the way he played. He hung in there. He was taking hits and delivering the ball, and I thought he did a really good job. But I think that ultimately I've got to be better. This one falls squarely on me." He says that again. Then he comes in here and says, sort of talking about, just how good Aaron Rodgers is in situations, where he has to, make changes at the line. He says Aaron's had the experience where he can go get you out of some situations, but that's why I think especially when you have a young quarterback, you have to have the plan as a coach. You can't really rely on that all the time. So basically what he's saying is Aaron Rodgers, being a veteran, being one of the best quarterbacks, I'd say, of all time, he has that ability at the line to diagnose the defense, to be able to get the Packers in a perfect situation, facing off against whatever defense they're facing. And Jordan Love, of course, maybe he has the ability to do that a little bit, but it's his first start in the NFL at a Kansas City Chiefs, stadium where it's very, very loud and they're bringing blitz pressures on him. I think it was around 50% of the time. I think it was 22 of his dropbacks he was blitzed on. So they were just bringing the heat constantly. And so for Jordan Love, of course, being a young quarterback, it's tough to, navigate those situations in your first ever start in the NFL. Where if Aaron Rodgers was in there, I think no one is questioning that Aaron Rodgers probably would have been able to figure it out and, have gotten the Packers into better situations. So that's not to say Jordan Love can't, improve in that area, but it's just to say that obviously having Aaron Rodgers there, it allows him he can make those changes. Where Matt LaFleur is basically saying, I have to have a better game plan because I know that Jordan, doesn't have that ability of Aaron Rodgers that comes with time. So I have to be able to, better game plan against that, which I think, does make sense. But sort of just for this entire Jordan Love situation, this is sort of my thought on it. I said a little yesterday, but I thought about it a little bit more. And so clearly, I think he had a bad game in this one. I don't think you can blame it all on him. There were lots of missed blocks in there. The O-line didn't play amazing. There were lots of times where Jordan Love had to escape out of the pocket, try to make something happen. But overall, I don't think it was a great game from Jordan Love, which I do agree, with people who are saying Jordan Love, he was pretty bad in that game. I think he was pretty bad in that game. There were lots of inaccurate throws, lots of things that definitely didn't go well for Jordan Love. But this is just my take on the situation. I think that regardless of whether he had played great in that game or bad in that game, you can't tell what his entire future is going to be like. Clearly, when he has a bad game, it makes you think, oh no, what's the future going to hold? And the thing is, I don't know what the future is going to hold. I'm not saying Jordan Love's going to be a great quarterback, but I'm not saying he's going to be a bad quarterback. I think we just have to give him time and see what he does have to offer. One thing too, I think there was a big lack of chemistry clearly with him and Davante Adams, but also some of the other receivers, and that's something that comes with time. Davante Adams has been with Aaron Rodgers for 5, 6, 7 years, whatever the exact number is. And they've built, they've had rep after rep after rep to figure out exactly what the other guy is thinking. And then we have Jordan Love coming in here. The Aaron Rodgers news came out, Tuesday, I think? So Jordan Love comes in there earlier in the week. Davante Adams wasn't able to return until a little later in the week, so they barely had any reps together. And so I think partly because of that, there were lots of throws where they just weren't on the same page. And I think that's something that can improve with time. So let's say in the future, if unfortunately Aaron Rodgers ends up going somewhere else in the future, I think lots of people right now are worried, for how Jordan Love played in that game. But I think there's no reason why he can't improve. I'm not saying he will. I hope he will improve. I'm not saying he will, but I think that we can't rule out Jordan Love building chemistry with his receivers, getting a better understanding of the offense, and, becoming a better quarterback in this league and figuring things out. I don't think that's necessarily out of the question. So I'm not saying he's going to be great. I'm not saying he's going to be bad. I think we just have to give him some more time and allow him to, develop chemistry with these receivers and, work on some of the things that he definitely struggled with in this game. And also, too, when we look at his stats, there's so many different stats you can compare it to. You can say, Aaron Rodgers in his first game was honestly pretty good. Coming into this game, I looked up on YouTube. I found Aaron Rodgers' first game, and he sort of looked like Aaron Rodgers does today. So you could take that and say, Aaron Rodgers played great in his first start ever. Jordan Love didn't. Jordan Love's not going to be good. But at the same time, you can find other stats where quarterbacks played very poorly in their first game. I saw some Troy Aikman stats. He played really bad in his first game. And I believe I saw somewhere on Twitter that he went 0-11 in his first season. So even if a player starts out poorly, they can definitely turn their career around. So just because Jordan Love has a bad first game doesn't mean he can't be a great quarterback in the NFL. So we'll have to wait and see for Jordan Love. That is sort of my take on the situation. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, Luke_Beller, for more Packers content, some of more of my thoughts over there that I don't share here on YouTube. And then I also have a second channel, Sideline Scoop NFL, where I break down stories not on the Packers. So go subscribe to that one. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll see you guys next time.